applause going for your next competitor, the very funny, the hilarious Trevor Wilson!
Give it up for teeny tiny me, everybody. Later on, I'm going to split in half and reabsorb him into our Russian doll scenario. Guys, you may find this hard to believe, but I've experimented with drugs. Sure I have. I did my share of drugs, and probably some of your shares of drugs. There may not be enough drugs to go around, is what I'm saying. Here's a story about how drugs had a negative effect on me. There was a night, not that many years ago, I was hanging out with some friends, and we were drinking beer and smoking pot, as was our wont. And then someone showed up with mushrooms. And I don't mean portobello or button. These were magic mushrooms. I don't want you guys to think I'm foolish. I don't believe in magic. These are actually a low-grade hallucinogen, slightly poisonous mushrooms. But anyone in marketing will tell you you're not going to sell a lot of something if you call it poisonous. So. They call them magic. And they were like, hey, who wants to do these magic mushrooms? And we were like, yeah, it's a party. Let's do this. And it was not a party. That was a lie. It was a bunch of guys getting stoned playing GoldenEye. But when you introduce mushrooms, you kickstart a party. A very weird, awkward, quiet party, but a party. And so we did the mushrooms, and we kept drinking, and we kept smoking, and I'm not too sure what happened after that, because high was high on mushrooms. But then we tried crystal meth. And now again, I am not advocating drug use. This is a negative drug story. Crystal meth is a terrible drug. It will cost you your house and your teeth. All I'm saying is I did it once, and it was fucking incredible. There's a reason people get addicted to that, and it's not because it's no fun. That is the Breaking Bad of drugs, you guys. You want to come back every week. But I found when you have that many different toxins in your body at one time, you develop what I can only describe as a profound sense of paranoia. So I decided it was in my best interest to go home and guard all of my belongings. It made sense. So I set off home from my friend's house, and to get home from this friend's house, I like to take a shortcut because it's faster. And the shortcut involved going down a steep hill that led into a park. Cutting across the park, there was a ravine. Footbridge brings me across the ravine and out behind the hockey rink. Now, you guys don't know this. I grew up 10 minutes away from the hockey rink. So I've cut 45 minutes off my trip, hence the term shortcut. But this night was in the middle of a very cold, very snowy winter. And my steep hill was covered in a sheet of ice. But I was very stubborn. And I was very high. And I was not going to give up on my shortcut. So what I did is I just started creeping out very carefully onto the ice, so as not to fall, because falling hurts. Actually, if I'm being perfectly candid, falling is a relatively painless activity. Landing, however, hurts like a bastard. So I was inching out very carefully, trying desperately not to land. And as soon as I got onto the downward slope, I just began surfing down the hill. And I thought, there's no way this is going to end well for me. So I started crouching down low, so I had a lower center of gravity. And when I got low enough, I kicked out into a luge. And I thought, great, I can't fall over because I'm lying down. But I'm barreling towards a pocket of trees that I imagine colliding with will hurt as much, if not more, than landing. So quick thinking, as I slid under the first tree, I reached up and grabbed a branch and pulled with all my might. And like Tarzan, I went swinging through the air and landed running at the bottom of the hill. I have to land running because of inertia. If I just stop, my knees become my pelvis. That's basic physics. But when I was able to naturally slow myself, I walked back to the hill to see if I dropped anything and to take in the scope of what had just occurred. Because I had just achieved the greatest physical feat I will ever accomplish as an adult. And it also gave me a chance to realize that I am on a potent enough combination of drugs that I can't be sure any of that actually happened. Thank you very much, everybody.
K. Trevor Wilson, ladies and gentlemen, keep it going for K. Trevor!